how am I perceived? And how do my actions, how do they lean in such a way that communicates what I value as well?
Yeah, you want to get to know like what was their upbringing like, what is their relationship with their parents?
Yeah.
Was there anything big that they went through? I remember when we were asking each other like, oh, where do you see yourself the next 5-10 years? Like, what do you see for your life? We were young 20s, like barely stepping into our careers, and I just remember feeling so inspired by you.
Family, values, goals. Family, values, goals.
All right, so today we're talking about 3 different types of questions that Daniel and I asked each other when we were getting to know each other / dating. And so, yeah, it might give you some inspiration as you're getting to know someone of how to get to really know them.
Yeah, these 3 questions fall under family, values, and goals. So we're going to give you one question from each category. Like Mariah said,
Kind of sounds like a game show.
Probably about 60% of the questions we asked when we were dating fell under one of these 3 categories. The first category is family. Question I love to ask is, how did your family's birth order affect how you evolved as a person?
Yeah.
If you were an only child, how did that affect how you evolved as a person?
Yeah, so here in this like family category, you want to get to know like what was their upbringing like, what is their relationship with their parents?
Yeah.
Was there anything big that they went through? And obviously, you're not going to get to know all of that about someone on the first date.
Yeah.
But it'll be good to just kind of learn that slowly over time.
Yeah. And I think you pick up on relationship with siblings, how they handled conflict, and various other things about their personality that makes them them.
Okay, the next type of question is about goals. So it's important to know, like, okay, where is this person headed in life? Does it align with me at all?
Yeah.
Is it completely separate from what I want?
Yeah.
And then asking those questions early on can kind of help you to decipher like if this person could work well with you.
Yeah. A question I love to ask in this category of questions is like, when you picture yourself 10 years from now, what goals have you not yet accomplished that you would have by then?
Yeah.
So like, what's your future trajectory? What do you have your sights set on in the next 5-10 years?
Yeah.
And how are you designing your life now in a way that leans to that? So you get a sense of someone's ambition, you get a sense of how they see themselves, and I really think it's an important question to ask.
Yeah, I remember when we were asking each other like, oh, where do you see yourself the next 5-10 years? Like, what do you see for your life? We were young 20s, like barely stepping into our careers, and I just remember feeling so inspired by you, inspired by what you saw your life to be. And not only that, but also just like, wow, like that's a lot of what I want as well. And so I remember like those first kind of conversations and times of getting to know each other were so special because we could kind of see like how our paths were coming together. Yeah.
And what was the last category?
The last category is values.
A question that I love to ask in this regard is, if I were to ask the 3 closest people around you, what would they say that you value? What would you say that you are passionate about? I think another version of asking the question is, if someone were to follow you for a week, what would they be able to tell that you value based on how you spend your time?
Yeah, that's so good. I feel like that gives you a good sense of like, because anyone can just kind of say, oh, I value family, I value this, but how do they actually spend their time? How do they actually live those out practically day to day?
And I think that like the question of how would, like what would people say you value takes almost like the question up a level, because you step back and you say like, oh, how am I perceived? And how do my actions, how do they lean in such a way that communicates what I value as well?
Yeah. So as you're getting to know someone or as you first start dating someone, make sure to ask questions in these 3 categories. It will really help you to get to know who they are, see if you guys are a good match, a good connection.
Family, values, goals.
Family, values, goals.
We gave you some questions. Come up with some more. Feel free to comment below as well.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you